type of perimeter.
Was Rust
like...
denied a gang flag?
So I
have no idea who was in Rust, but the only thing I've ever seen from them is shooting literally like CG 2.0. So I don't think I don't know if they even have any characters in their group. You know what I mean?
We could get that stupid.
It sort of has the vibe of
from the dump place, then we put a helicopter on top.
the entire idea of this shit is like we want you to role play to get to this point, and that's why I need a management tool for it before I allow other gangs into that. You say oof, but I mean I'm saying this in a realistic way, not because I want to be a cunt, because I want people to improve. You know what I mean? I know it's easy for people to clip what I say and say, oh, Koil hates these guys or whatever, but it's honest feedback. But in saying that, I haven't seen much of them. But what I do see is you know, the old clips, reports, just random shit. You know what I mean? So I understand that my opinion is not 100% accurate.
Let me call Jaeger back.
So that's why I'm emphasizing. I'm not saying this because they're shit. I'm saying that they need to be looked into and shit first. And they're not the only group. Even GG's had some issues and stuff like that. But I know Omi is good at what he does. So I've got faith in it, but I just want to be sure that when we give access to these people, I can see who gets added, and if they, you know, people we as staff don't think are good or are trying, we just got to remove them, essentially. I was gonna say one spray every 3 days. No, it breaks every 3 days, and one spray every day or something like that. So you can only stock a maximum of 3 without them falling off and losing money.
50k cost to wipe off a normal spray.
Oh, I've got no doubt there's good people in GG. I'm just saying, like I said, guys.
Wipe them off in the same way.
I'm just being honest with what I see, and I have a biased view because I see staff-related issues more than anything. You know what I mean?
One of the cops can wipe off.
Whereas you guys that sit there and watch the stream all day probably see actual good roleplay. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying this because I think they're shit at what they do. I'm saying this because I am hesitant, and I don't want 2.0 to be the thing. And I know it's easy for to say, oh, but CG did this, CG did that. I feel like CG has improved drastically in terms of roleplay in comparison to what they were. Even with the salt and the drama and shit, I think they're honestly trying to improve. I just feel like one of the things that didn't help CG over the last year was, I mean, Bullet Club not being made was rough. It would have been a business that Randy could have got into, and you got to understand things from their perspective, right? Randy had something worked on from day one, pretty much, and it took a year and 2 months for it to actually get put into the server, and that's not because of like necessarily current devs. Like obviously you know, people have left, people have come. That's how, you know, places like this go in terms of development, and the process was it was definitely forgotten about in a way, but it wasn't because we wanted to forget about it. It was more so because, you know, people were leaving and shit like that was stuck into other shit. But that's our point of view, right? But from his point of view, you've also got to understand that he just got fucked in the ass for a year and 2 months without barely any talk about what was actually happening.
Tomorrow.
So he tried to get into Civ shit. He had Civ shit set up, but he didn't have the opportunity to do that. So it's not a surprise that he's stuck into, you know, bank robberies and all that sort of shit instead. Whereas, you know, most other groups do have things that they can work for. Vinny had his pizza shop, you know. He's been able to handle it a lot better, I think. K hasn't really had anything, so he's, you know, he was in the same boat waiting for his jewelry shit to be done. But
Down if you,
with what they've had, I don't think it was that
have,
bad, and I'm actually
one.
sort of excited to see what happens with the storefront changes and all that sort of shit.
Oh, bro, what? Is that the sign?
That's my sign, bro. It's closed.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, but everyone else will be around, so that's
You
fine.
can
Yeah,
buy
you
them at
just,
the
do you have, like, case number and stuff?
mutual, I think, bro.
Yeah, I was thinking how.
Oh, he
people
does
are
have
gonna
one. Never
let
mind. He's
people
just
know.
open, bro.
Oh,
I think he just put it up.
So I can't hear you. What'd you say? Okay.
This is gonna be so fucking sick once we start doing the
Okay. Oh, I've already done it, but yeah, they just this group wanted to do this one.
DJ has a lot of business RP. Well, the thing is, this is what I'm always honest when I say this shit. CG fall into a thing of like boredom equals fucking with cops and gangs. You know what I mean? That's their downfall, and it usually ends up resulting in, at least with police, drama, because they're competitive. But like I said, if you don't give people tools to do shit, I think it's not a blame on us, of course, but obviously there's a help there to be. If the server pushes you in one direction because that's the only content you have, then what do you expect to happen? You know what I mean? It's gotta be like that, and there's always going to be one group that is quote unquote the worst. No matter what, you know what I mean? It's been a thing forever that one group on the server is always shat on by like Reddit and shit. That's always shut on by like Reddit and shit.
Oh.
And I think if CG's the worst
God,
quote unquote group in the server for roleplay, then I think we're doing okay.
I don't know if I want to ruin that.
Agreed.
That's not to say they're anywhere near perfect, because I know there's been salt and drama that is unacceptable, but yeah. I still have faith in them. They just need the right tools, I think. Jealous people? No, I wouldn't say they're jealous, dude. They just hold grudges, is what it is. Chain Gang has said some dumb shit, like they 100% have. You know, when they were talking about Vigors OOC in the jail, that was one time in 3.0 that was dumb. Randy had said some shit about cops, you know, here and there, that is just fucking stupid and unacceptable. It's not that they don't do it. It's that people will be willing to hold a grudge for like fucking 2 years, rather than try and just resolve the issue and move on. You know what I mean? Because that's what we're trying to do. The reality is, if Randy says something, everybody blames the entire CG for it, right? And they'll hold that grudge forever. I think people just need to get over that shit. But in saying that, if CG don't keep improving, then, you know, they'll just keep getting banned. So, but I feel like they've been pretty good. But in saying that, I probably have a biased view of that as well, because
Actually perfect, right? Because next to the gas station, the car wash.
I feel like every group on here talks shit
You can let them use the car
a
wash,
lot,
they can,
but they just do it behind closed doors. And I see a lot of the shit behind closed doors as well. And I don't think the people are that much different from each other in reality.
Then over here, there's gonna be more frontier.
I still think you're more of a rat talking shit behind people's backs than you are if you say it publicly.
Eugene,
but,
bro, you need
you know,
that one.
we got to punish the public
okay,
shit. So
Wait, Eugene, why don't you actually join that one?
This is a British.
Remy ain't bad. Remy's been good, yeah. I think honestly,
Sounded like your
listen.
name, bro.
I need to mute this. The reality is, these guys are not the biggest streamers on. These guys aren't the biggest streamers on Twitch anymore, so people don't watch them as much, and their clips don't get posted as often. They'll still say shit here and there, but like, bro, like, to think Penta hasn't shit talked people in this community, or Kyle, or, you know, whatever, hasn't been open about it. The only people that think CG are the worst are Redditors. Whereas if you go to YouTube, they're gonna say Pen is the worst. You know what I mean? And if I was to listen to Reddit or fucking YouTube, nobody would be on the server. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally nobody would be left on this fucking server. And I think the reality is, no matter what, there's going to be drama in servers like this. And if you handle it by just fucking banning everybody.
Down. Yeah, you'll love it. You'll love it. Yeah.
No one's
yeah.
well, you don't have a server. You got like TFRP or whatever. I think as streamers,
Come on,
like
come on.
I know it's
This
shitty,
shit, bro,
but
it's
we
fucking sick.
do need to tolerate shit to an extent if we want
Does it what?
I don't know.
the server to continue to be a thing. Because every streamer has a fucking ego, chat. Like, you know.